The following program may contain adult language and mature subject matter and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Good evening and welcome to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts Julian Luke and Kevin Newell, right here on Reality Radio 101. To contact us live, dial 905-725-1907. Toll free 1-866-905-7325. Send us an email, realityradio101@yahoo.com. And now, your hosts of Canadian Cigar Scene, Kevin Newell and Jillian Luke.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Canadian Cigar Scene. Here I have my partner in crime, Jew, the Jew Man Z.
How's it going, everybody? Glad to have you back on air with us.
Yeah, I've decided that I'm going to start talking in radio talk, just to see if I can sound as good as Gary does. How's this sound?
I can't sound that good.
Come on. Hello, Gary. What do you think?
That sounds awful. Sounds like you got a mouthful of marbles.
You're a Muppet, man.
Blows. Oh, jeez. What's going on, man? What's going on?
Just enjoying the fall season, actually. Weather in southern Ontario is like golf season.
Are you kidding me? It was like 18 degrees today.
Yeah, it's going to be better by Thursday.
Oh, we're going golfing on Thursday. We should try and get out for a quick round tomorrow, maybe even 9 holes, I think.
I like the idea of 9 holes.
Yeah, even next week it looks pretty good, too. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So what's going on in the world of Canadian cigar scene? Why are we doing this show, Jew?
All about education, brother. We're just letting everybody know what's happening all across Canada in this wonderful industry that we belong to.
Beautiful. So we got a buddy of mine just texted me. He's sitting in the airport right now, heading to Orlando, ready to go a little bit of 5 days of 2 rounds of golf every day. The son of a bitch, sitting in the Air Canada lounge, having a couple of scotches.
And if Marge is listening to this, it is not business, despite what he told you.
Oh, he's so full of shit. We got a great show tonight. We got Rich Gambino on. We did a taped interview with him when he was in the shop a couple of weeks ago. We did a Xikar event, so we got a pretty good show with him tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I hear he's has the makings of a lounge happening, perhaps in Buffalo. So we're gonna have to do a Xikar road trip.
Only in the USA, eh?
Yeah. All right.
One night we got to just have a bitch fest on the Ontario government, don't you think?
That would feel too much like work in my everyday existence.
Well, I guess first off, we should say thank you to all of our loyal listeners. I think we just went over, 100,000 listeners? So, I mean, that's phenomenal.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, we're up there. We're getting up there anyway. So
if you round off to the nearest 100,000.
That's right. That's pretty damn good for us doing, for our 20th show, I think?
Yeah, this is number 20.
Yeah, well, we should have an anniversary every 10 spot and just friggin' pop corks, man.
You're starting to sound like my wife. I don't have an anniversary with her.
Popping bottles. Well, I think we're ready to run with this interview with Richard. So, Gary, are we ready to roll?
We are.
Well, let's roll the tape. We're sitting here with Rich Gambino today from Xikar. Welcome to the show, Rich. How you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Appreciate
this is actually the second time you've been on the show, eh? We
Yes,
had a
sir.
quick phone interview a while ago there before we did our big Xikar event. So we've since done the event. Things went well today. We did bang on job today. It was good.
We did. We had a great time.
Absolutely. So what's your role with the company?
I am a business development manager, and my job is to help grow the business and grow the brand throughout New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Canada.
Oh wow! So you got 3 states and 1 country.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it is when you think about it that way.
How are your sales in Canada? I don't want to delve into the numbers, but I'm just curious. Like, how do we compare? How do we stack up compared to like the 3 states that you have? Probably minuscule, I would think.
The whole country of Canada is probably about the size and scope of what we sell in the state of New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know what it's. I'm starting to see the trickle down now, where we're starting to get more and more new product from Xikar, which is a good thing. You know, I think the guys are finally on the ball, and we're getting the things that we want to get. The guys are interested in getting new product.
Sure.
And speaking of new product, I'm staring right now at a few things. I mean, I'm looking at this massive tabletop torch lighter that what is it, a 4-burner here. I mean, you can just this was for the show this year at the IPCPR.
It was. Yep.
And you can probably hear that over the air. It's just a blast furnace. It must hold a massive amount of butane as well.
It does, yeah. It's by far our biggest fuel capacity lighter. If you look at a 100 mil can of butane, you're going to use most of it filling that thing up. So it's
insane.
I mean, get ready when you buy one of those to spend a good little while filling that thing up. But it's
what's this called?
That is called the. We're having a brain fart here.
I put
The
you on
soup
the spot.
can. I think
The
it's called
Volta.
the soup can.
It's called the Volta.
Volta, yeah.
The Volta,
yeah.
and it's so funny because I refer to it so much as the soup can because of the shape and size.
It's massive.
But it's the Volta.
And this is going to be available in Canada?
It is. It will be available in Canada.
Fantastic. Oh, that's great. I think, you know what, and guys are looking for that sort of a cool tabletop lighter thingy that, they never have to worry about filling,
Yeah, just something different. We were sitting around smoking with, 5, 6 of your best friends that you can just have a great lighter that sits there, and you don't have to worry about getting up and filling it. And
right. Yeah. So I think the key here is to explain to everybody the cachet of Xikar. What's the selling features of Xikar?
So first and foremost, it's by far a lifetime warranty. I mean, when Kurt and Scott started Xikar almost 20 years ago, I don't know if I've said it before, but next year's our 20th anniversary.
Yep.
We're gearing up, and you'll see a lot of big things coming from Xikar next year.
Okay.
I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but be ready for a lot of new and exciting, innovative things.
Awesome.
But I mean, from day one, Kurt's whole mantra was, if we're going to come out with a product and bring it to market, people aren't going to worry about it. As long as they still own it, it's in their possession, it's guaranteed for life. So
is that, I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, I'm trying to think of another product that I've ever heard of that's guaranteed for life. Does that come and bite you in the ass at some point as far as like returns, or I mean, if you had production problems that you've sort of gone through?
So, there's no doubt. I mean, anything that has, when you look at a lighter, if you ever to take it apart, there's hundreds of little tiny components in there.
Yeah.
So no matter how good you are as a manufacturer, as a company, there are gonna be some things in time where something's gonna go wrong, and it's gonna bite an entire line of lighters, and it's gonna. And the one thing that I love about Xikar is that we've come out and said, hey, this lighter, you know what, it's not up to standard, so we're going to pull them all back and we're going to replace it with something that is. And we've had to do that from time to time. A couple of years ago, we hired a VP of engineering at Xikar, and he came in and went through the entire return process and started re-engineering our lighters from the inside out. So in the past 2.5 years, you've seen a lot of new lighters come out from Xikar, and the quality has just been better than it's ever been before.
I think that, being on the retail floor, I've noticed a lot of the, redesigns on the same lighter. It's just made so many improvements, and just noticed everything that was screwing up on a lighter, like when you clicked it, the lid flipped up by itself. Well, you know what? I mean, that was always messing up for something. So make the person flip it up with their thumb, which is just as good.
Yep.
It doesn't matter one way or the other, and then the functionality is exactly the same on the inside. Larger sort of adjustments. I think that what the consumer really likes is the ability to be able to adjust the flame height without a tool.
Yeah.
And I think about 95% of your lighters have that.
Yeah, all of them now. We have everything that will come forward will obviously have that.
Yeah.
But everything that's been re-engineered also has that. So I think we're down to one lighter that you'll see a new release of later this year.
Okay.
It's the last one that you need a tool for.
Is that right? Yeah, it's fantastic, and I'm starting to see more with more adaptability with a punch and the lighter incorporated together, which is, on certain lighters. I mean, it's terrific. It's brilliant idea.
Yeah, nice segue there. So the Forte this year we released at the show, single with a punch.
Yep.
Amazing engineering behind that lighter. We've actually eliminated some of the internal components, so that you have a better fuel system to the igniter, so you have less false strikes, I guess is the best way to put that.
Okay.
So yeah, our engineers really come in and they spend a lot of time at Xikar tinkering, I guess is the best way to put it, where they take apart lighters and they try to figure out what is the best way, and we've got a couple new patented technologies in our lighters that other people don't have, and it's fun. It's a fun brand to be a part of. I mean, Kurt and Scott are big into form, function, design, feel. How does something feel in your hand? Is it heavy? Is it light? What do people want out there?
It's so important, and especially in these accessories, these cigar accessories. I mean, it has to feel good in the hand, right?
Yeah, well, it's a luxury item. I mean, right? Because anybody can just use a match.
Right.
But if you're going to go out and spend $60, $70, $100, $150 on a luxury item, you want something that looks good and feels good, and you're confident it's going to last a long time. And
so that brings me to the question. So why would I need more than one cutter or more than one lighter?
You're asking the wrong guy, right?
That's a question for Steve Fraser, isn't it? We have a friend who we call the man who buys everything twice.
Yes.
Because the first one he always loses.
Oh, yeah.
So why would you? I mean, do you really? No, right? But, why do you need more than one shirt? Why wouldn't people go out and just buy the same shirt all the time? And people ask me all the time, why would I spend $150 on a cutter when I could spend $25? And I ask them the same. My first response to them is, well, what do you drive? And it's always the guy that drives the BMW that wants to haggle with the price, right?
That's right.
And it's like, well, why didn't you just go out and buy a Chevy, whatever?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I wanted this feature and that feature, and I wanted it to look this way, and I'm trying to present this image. It's the same concept, right? I mean, again, we're talking about an industry that's a luxury to begin with, smoking cigars, right? You don't have to do it. It's not, it's a want. It's not a need. And accessories are the same way. It's an image you're trying to portray, and the nicer the better. So it's at the end of the day, it all comes down to personal feeling and what you like, and what feels good in the hand, and for me, it started as a hobby. I started collecting Xikar cutters before I started working for Xikar, and now I have a lot of Xikar cutters.
How many do you have, Rich? Spit it out.
Okay, so I'm probably right in the 70 range. I just added a couple more in the last couple weeks.
Of course you did.
But I can't stop. I mean, if I see something out there that, Xikar's been making cutters now for almost 20 years. So, there's been little one-offs here and there, and there's cutters that I didn't even know about. Like just the other day, I found a cutter that we did for for Altadis in the United States, Monte Cristo. That they called it the Relentless.
Okay.
Now, I never heard of the cigar but my buddy of mine showed it to me. He's like, "What's with this cutter?" And I said, "I've never seen that before." And
oh wow!
I walked into a shop earlier this week, and he's a collector as well.
Okay.
And he's like, "Here, I got us both one." So I don't even know what the Monte Cristo Relentless is.
No, I've never heard of it.
But it's just one more to add to my collection that I know there's not many of them out there because we haven't heard about it. And, so it's just become a fun hobby. I love the chase. There's still some that have eluded me after all this time, and
you'll come across them. Absolutely.
Yeah, eventually.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to go to commercial, and then we'll come back and get a couple more questions out of you. Okay?
Awesome.
All right. Cheers. Wow. So far, so good there. Rich is a beaut. You there?
Go straight into commercial, I think. Are we going straight into commercial?
I don't know. Are we?
I didn't think so.
I thought you guys said you were going to talk first before.
I thought we were talking.
You said you were
looking at me like he's a freaking retard.
What are you talking into the microphone for?
Dude, come on. For the love of God, eh? How's that for live radio? Yeah, we rehearsed this. I think we're,
You need your signature sign-off now.
That's true, too. And I don't even think Gary's ready to go to a commercial.
I am.
Oh, man. He's the only one ready other than me. Apparently, there's one in the room that ain't. Hey, no worries. We'll be back in a minute with a little more from Rich Gambino. Until then, just let you know you're listening to Canadian Cigar Scene on Reality Radio 101.
Looking for a great place to go for excellent coffee and delicious treats? Come visit us at 3 Steps Up Coffee House in Whitby. Our coffee is made with freshly ground free trade coffee beans that are brewed at just the right temperature for the ultimate coffee drinking experience. Try one of our mouth-watering handmade treats that allow you to enjoy a little slice of heaven. We offer hearty organic soups such as butternut squash with toasted almonds and sweet potato, carrot, and ginger. There is something for everyone, from healthy salads to gourmet sandwiches and delectable chocolate treats. Contact us to find out more about our amazing catering services. Find us at 605 Brock Street North in Whitby, Ontario. Licensed under the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. Open Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Seating for private functions and events available. Contact us by phone at 905-430-7817 or check out our website at www.threestepsup.weebly.com. 3 Steps Up Coffee House. 3 steps up to a perfect cup. Are you looking for that very unique and personal gift? Then look no further. At Pamper Me Organically, we have that very special gift for that very special person in your life. Pamper Me Organically is a Canadian-owned and operated company that specializes and sells organic bath and beauty products. Come in and visit us locally in the Pickering Village Courtyard in Pickering, Ontario, or visit our website at www.pampermeorganically.com. We ship worldwide for all of your online purchases. Call us at 416-629-1952. That's 416-629-1952. Remember, at Pamper Me Organically, we never sell any product that contains harmful chemicals, fragrances, colorants, or animal ingredients. We are Pamper Me Organically, where you always get great products at a great price. The following program may contain adult language and mature subject matter and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Welcome back to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts, Julian Luke and Kevin Newell, right here on Reality Radio 101. To contact us live, email us right now, realityradio101@yahoo.com. And now, right back to Kevin Newell and Julian Luke.
Kevin Newell and Julian. Jew, you're here.
I'm ready. I am ready to go.
Good. He's back on.
He's back
in the game.
We need a chair with an electric buzzer in it or something.
Buzz you.
You're on.
Wake you the hell up. Victory Cigar Events. Time for Victory Cigar Events.
And get a pencil because you might want to jot some of these down.
Thank God there's something that's not going to happen here tonight. November 7th, which is this Saturday, we have an Epic and Christoph cigar event at Victory Cigars. You know, the Bondelli boys are coming in, Justin and Joe, and they're actually the representatives of that company that sell that cigar in Canada, and they're going to be bringing some special treats for us. And we've also just added Donnie Wheeler to the mix. Donnie Wheeler is the brand ambassador for Havana Club Rum, and he's going to be coming in and mixing. I think he's going to be doing some Manhattans, some just classic Manhattans for sampling for the guys. So should be a good day. Looking forward to that one. November 20th is our 6th anniversary party. It's going to be a shindig to remember or to forget. Who knows? Friday night, look out, baby. The boy comes home that day, too, which is pretty cool.
And the Maple Suns are going to be at the shop.
It's going to be a hoot. So one not to miss. Cigar scene happenings. Julian, over to you.
Well, the biggest thing I think that we've seen happen over the past few weeks is there are some incredible new cigars that are now available in the Canadian market, and I'm going to list them. First off, from AJ Fernandez, Enclave and the New World Shade are both now available. Drew Estate, the Undercrown Shade, is also available in Canada currently. There's a new Alec Bradley version of the Max. And for Cuban cigar lovers, Ramon Alona's 2015 limited edition is also now available in Canada. So if you're interested in any of these cigars, visit your local tobacconist. They should either have them on the shelf or they will be able to get them for you.
Or do we call that Ramon Onye?
Yeah, I don't talk Sputnik, so I couldn't tell you. And our weekly shout-out this week is to Thomas Hines on 8 Cumberland Street in Toronto. Folks, if you're coming to the Toronto area on a visit and you're looking for a tobacconist, this place is iconic. A very old-school tobacconist. They've been around a long time. Many of Hollywood stars have been there. You can read more about them at www.thomashinds.ca. And that's it for our Cigar Scene Happenings.
Definitely a top-end tobacconist in the Toronto area for sure. I think we're ready to go back to Rich Gambino. So back over to you, Gary. All right, we're back, everybody. With we got Jew beside me here, and we got Rich Gambino from the Gambino family. Yes, how you doing, Rich? Good to have you back.
Let's not tell everybody that. We might have the wrong interpretation going on.
That's right. So we're talking about collections of lighters and stuff like that, and cutters and all that. What's going on? So
funny story. I was in Philadelphia earlier this week, and I've been on the search for a while now. A lot of people don't know this, but in the early 2000s, Xikar made knives. There was 3 different knives they made called the Elon, the Excursion, and there was one more. I can't remember the name, but I've been on the search for these forever because they only made them for a short time, and then 9/11 hit, and the knife business went south.
Okay.
So we got out of the knife business completely. Well, so there's not many of these knives out there, and you would think covering 3 states in all of Canada, you run across these once in a while, but you really don't. I mean, they're that scarce out there. So I'm in Philadelphia earlier this week, and the joke, I get picked on quite a bit for my collecting at Xikar. So I find one of the Elon knives in a shop in South Philly that has about a good inch of dust on it in this box, and I got all excited and I paid full retail for it. I couldn't believe it. So I sent a note to the 2 owners of the company and to my boss and said, "Hey, found one of these in South Philly today." I sent the picture. Made my whole week. 1 down, 2 to go on the search for the holy grail of Xikar knives. The response was, "You have a problem." I don't know what that means, but
I think you seriously do have a problem, Rich.
Like,
but what?
But it's fun. It really it makes my job. It makes it that much more fun to go into.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it comes back to I'm thinking to myself, you're right. Why do I have 3 or 4 Xikar lighters and 3 or 4 Xikar cutters and all different types. I mean, mammoth, ivory. I mean, what? Do I really need that shit? No,
probably not.
I want it.
No, but I mean, how is it any different from the guy that golfs?
That's right.
That buys a new driver every year, right?
New putter,
new putter, right?
That's
right.
right. So
it's all just been fun, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So I mean, you also were, I guess we'll call you the instigator in sort of a mafia cutter, limited edition sort of mafia cutter. Is that right?
So Rick Hutchinson, which also goes by the name of Hutch, one of the foremost scrimshaw artists in the country.
Okay.
He is the guy who makes our woolly mammoth cutter for us.
So he's the guy that made my cutter.
He is the guy who made your cutter, right?
Okay.
And he usually signs him Hutch,
Yep.
H-U-T-C-H. Well, his fame is he started out in knife handles. He's done cutters for Sylvester Stallone. Is probably his most famous one in the movie The Expendables. He did a woolly mammoth cutter that has a skull on it.
Okay.
And so both sides look like a skull. And so Hutch numbers all of his work.
Yep.
He usually has a number on it. I think yours is what, number?
1122.
1122, right?
Yep.
So when I was at IPCPR a couple of years ago, I wanted a signature cutter, and kind of having a unique last name, I thought it'd be funny, nice little play to do at events. So I had him scrimshaw John Gotti on one side of my cutter, and put the Gambino name in red, white, and green on the other side, and
very cool.
That's just added to the collection. And since then, he's started another collection of what he calls like his mafia line, and this year he did Al Capone, and so you got Al Capone on a cutter, and I mean, the guy does amazing work, and I would tell you, check out his website. It's scrimbyhutch.com.
Okay.
And you can order custom Xikar cutters directly through Hutch.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you can have anything scrimmed as long as the person is no longer living. I've seen Bob Marley done. I've seen all kinds of...
Is that right?
Yeah.
Why do they have to be dead?
Apparently, he's done 3 in the past of people that are living, and they've all died within a year.
Oh,
and
shit.
So yeah,
He's a Taylor Swift of the cigar world.
Yeah, right. So don't. So he won't do it. That for one of his first questions is is the person deceased? But his work is incredible. I mean, he's done them for all the major companies. If you go on his website, you'll see he's done work for all the major companies.
So does he work in all different types of materials as well, other than mammoth ivory?
Yeah. So I have another one that he did. Is actually Cape horn. Cape buffalo horn.
Okay.
But yeah, he's tried different materials. I know he's done some in armadillo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, all different kinds of stuff, and he's.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. You get, and I find that as the more that you have in your pocket or where you're using it or whatever, it gets a different look to it all the time too. I think that the weathered look on those things kind of makes them more unique as well.
Yeah, they tend to patina a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And some people actually don't like that, and we get warranty replacements because of it.
Yeah.
And some people love it, and they will never give up their patina looking cutters and lighters.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just it's whatever.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing. I mean it's not just the functionality of the lighter or the cutter. It's the finish on the product as well that's covered. I mean you have the guy that carries his lighter in his pocket with his coins and can't figure out why the red paint has come off of his lighter, and he's going, what do I do now? And it's like, do you like it? And he goes, no. So then we just replace it for him. It's just replace over the counter. I mean, that's the amazing thing with the Xikar stuff. It's just over the counter replacement. And I mean they're great in Kansas City too. I've sent a bunch of lighters to KC too. So, not that I'm very happy with them right now playing the Jays. I just hope they don't survive. But
I've talked to the guys in Kansas City, and they said they're going to let Toronto win today just to make you guys happy.
I like
and
that.
After yesterday, they figured the embarrassment was too much for you guys. So.
Yeah, well, we're not done this yet. That's
right.
Sure.
So listen, I've listened to you two guys give each other a hand jibber here over the warranty. I want to hear some road stories.
Oh.
I want road stories, man. I want to hear what's this that Kevin talked about, the police or something like that, like the state troopers or something.
Yeah, well, a couple buddies of mine are police officers, and so I play hockey, right? And I don't know what it is. Do I say hockey funny?
Hockey.
I do.
It's hockey.
It's hockey.
Hoboken.
Hockey.
So when I was in Western Canada a couple weeks ago, I'm doing the seminar, a Xikar 101 seminar, and one of the shop owners, and I'll leave him unnamed because hopefully he's probably listening. He kept asking me about hockey. And he's like, I hear you play, what sport do you play again? I said, hockey. And he's like, kept coming up. And, man, he just kept, I didn't know what the hell he was getting at. He's like, I don't even think that's a word. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Crazy. So going back to your question, our games tend to be late at night. And a lot of my buddies work midnights. And so after our games, I'll usually send out a group text saying, hey, where's everybody at tonight? And, wherever they are, I'll go meet them out. We'll have a cigar in the middle of a field or a parking lot somewhere, and why not? But as I'm traveling up and down the thruway, I've met a couple of good friends, and I don't smoke in my truck, but I keep some lawn chairs with me, and so I'll usually pull off into the rest areas, and I always keep an extra chair so when I meet a new friend out on the rest area, typically a cop or whoever's out there, and I'll pull up a chair for them, and we'll sit and have a cigar together. Because cool. Cigars are meant to be shared, right? I mean, if it was a lonely thing, nobody would do it.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
That is cool. So you, I'm just trying to think here. I'm looking at new products.
Yep.
I noticed you've also got something in the sort of a copper finish.
Yeah, bronze actually.
Bronze, okay.
We have a new set of bronze lighters coming out. They're very limited. We only released 150 sets across the U.S. and Canada, and each set had 2 of each lighter. So you're talking about 300 of each particular model, and then there were some extras. So there's probably about 500 of each model out there of the bronze set. Now it sounds like a lot, but when you're talking, a couple million cigar smokers, they're gonna go quick. So we took our 5 most popular models of lighters, and we bronze and gunmetal them, and they're amazing, beautiful.
Yeah, they are dynamite. I'm looking at one right now, and it's a pretty cool look to it. I've already placed my order. So,
okay. So call Victory, and they'll be released around first week in November.
Okay.
And shops should have them by no later than mid-November, kind of a good Christmas release this year. And
good.
But yeah, next year with the 20th anniversary, I'll tell you, stay tuned to Xikar's website because you're going to see just a ton of new releases and innovative things that you've. I didn't think there was another way to cut a cigar, but I think that you'll see next year that we've come up with yet another new newfangled, fun way to do that. So.
Right. I know, and I just want to back up for 1 sec. What the hell is scrimshaw?
Scrimshaw. It's a way to carve into like a natural material. Like I think it started out in the whaling industry with well teeth, right? Where the guys would be bored on the boats and they'd be scratching. I think it's another way. They scratch like a picture or a drawing into this hard, porous material.
Yeah, remember George Rico had some of that down at GAR Cigars down in Miami?
Yeah.
We were looking at the exhibit he had there because he collects scrimshaw.
Yeah, I was hammered.
It's a very unique process, but when it's done by an artist, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, and some of the old scrimshaw, the original stuff, I mean, that stuff is worth, lots of large money. So it's.
Well, I remember seeing Hutch's display down at IPCPR, and that's some pretty cool stuff going on.
Yeah, he does the Winston Churchill cutter, the Kennedy, he's got a whole line of them in just amazing work that he does.
So basically, you guys do work for all the cigar companies, really, don't you?
Yeah, here and there. I mean, it's not across the board, but I think they've all partnered with us in some way, shape, or form in the past. So it's
okay.
Yeah.
So I gotta say again, thanks for being on the show. It's been a pleasure to have you in our shop and on the show. Reception was great today at the shop, and just keep coming up with new and innovative stuff, and the guys will keep buying it. It's fantastic stuff, and thanks again for coming in.
Will do. Appreciate you having me.
All right,
thanks,
we'll have
guys.
you again.
And
Thanks
we're coming
again.
on a road trip to the Buffalo area.
All right, let's do that.
See you down at the Bills game.
That's right.
Thanks a lot,
Bye.
Rich. Well, Rich Gambino, what a beaut, eh?
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, we really had a great event with him as well. Sold, he did a lot of product, a lot of giveaways and stuff as well, which was great.
I hope he's listening because I think he still owes us a cutting station for our
absolutely
for our store.
That's right, for our store.
I said it correctly.
That's right. Quick shout out to Joe Bondi. Joe, you're celebrating your 65th birthday tomorrow, I believe it is. A quick happy birthday to you, man. You're a great guy and great ambassador for all your products.
One of the best in the business.
Absolutely. So I think we're ready to shut this down. I think we should do this every week. Do the work beforehand and just surf the net.
Right. It's nice seeing Gary sweating there while we're texting and all that. We just gotta watch for the little red light.
That's right. Right. You do.
And we better let people know that next week, if you're a Cuban cigar lover, we have Damaris Maldonado and Roger Lantain will be on the show.
Yeah, we'll see Roger on Thursday because we're gonna kick your Jerry's ass.
For sure.
It's time to have a cigar.
You've been listening to Canadian Cigar Scene with your hosts Julian Luke and Kevin Newell, right here on Reality Radio 101.